and we are at the live, coming to you live from the long game. And today, I just want to spend time on this question: why don't customers come back? A lot of us as business owners spend a lot of time on customer acquisition. We spend a lot of time on content, marketing, visibility, sales, and thank God for sales because we live for sales. But a lot of us don't spend enough time on the question of why don't customers come back. So this evening, I just want to take us through a couple of thoughts on how we can focus on customer retention as business owners. And just to stress that getting your first sale from any customer sends the message that the customer is interested, they want to try you out, they want your service. But when they come back, that second, that third sale says something else totally. It says that they can trust you, that they enjoyed the experience with you, and that there's a meaningful way forward with your business. So let us focus on retaining customers, because sometimes the issue is not that people just don't know about our business, but it's that they experience us and they don't come back for various reasons. And why does this conversation matters? It matters because of this concept I like, customer lifetime value. When it comes to getting new customers are a growth strategy, and we need sales. I will never speak badly about sales, but new customers are a lot of work to get, and they're also expensive to get. And when I say expensive, I mean time wise and money wise. Because when you're getting a new customer, you are putting up the advert, however you market, you're marketing to that customer. The customer engages you, then you need to build trust with the customer. Then you also need to build rapport with the customer. So that's time you're engaging in nurturing this lead, nurturing the sale. And all this is using time and money. And we need to do it as business owners, hands down. But when we already have a customer base, it is more efficient to nurture our existing customer base. So what you have then is you've got the stable customer base of returning customers that keep coming back, and then your new customers and your sales strategy becomes your growth. That's where you get to see then more returns, whilst your existing customer bases, your existing customer base has got you on lockdown when it comes to your customers. So let's think of customer lifetime value. And customer lifetime value just speaks around how long the customer stays and spends money with your business in terms of the whole time they're doing business with you. So let's look at a couple of examples here. So we've got customer A who buys once for 4,000 Rand. And we then have customer B who buys for 1,000 Rand, but they buy for 1,000 Rand every quarter for 3 years. So we can see that then the customer lifetime value of customer A is just 1,000 Rand. It's a sale, then they leave. Then you're looking for new customers. But imagine if you're looking for more customers, but you're doing it on top of customer B, who is coming back every quarter, and their lifetime value is 12,000 in this example. So you retaining them for that period of 3 years has done 12 times more than a customer each time. So your customer lifetime value grows when your customers come back, when they spend more money over time, and when they refer customers to you. Customer referrals are one of the strongest, I repeat, strongest sales engine, because we need to remember that sales is a matter of trust. So when somebody refers somebody else, like their friend, their family, their colleague, their boss, another stakeholder, you as the business owner are leveraging off that trust that already exists between your current customer and the new customer. So they'll believe what you say faster. You'll land the sale faster than somebody you're getting off the market, who you need to start building the trust and rapport. And with this customer lifetime value, your customers stay longer. So without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, why don't customers come back? And the first point is that they don't only return because the product isn't good. There's more to your service delivery, there's more to your business than just the product. A lot of us as entrepreneurs, we focus on product, perfecting the product. But when we think of our customers, we must think of the experience that we give them. So how easy is it for your customers to deal with you? From the time that your customer sends the inquiry to the time of quoting, invoicing, delivery, and post-sales, how pleasant was it dealing with you? And a lot of us interface with a lot of businesses, and there's some people that we just deal with, and you're just like, whoa, I enjoy dealing with that person. Think of your coffee spots if you're a coffee person, or the car garage where you service your car. There's a person you normally just like, hey, I like this one. I want to be served by this person. Why? Because the experience that they're giving you in that company is great. So that's the type of stuff that we must think of in our own businesses. To be like, what is the experience of our customers? Are we easy to talk to? Are we pleasant to talk to? Some business owners always seem angry, in a rush, like next, and they make the customer feel like they're wasting the business owner's time. That's all part of experience. How clear is your communication? Does your customer feel valued? Does the interaction feel smooth? Is there speed if the customer values speed? So many of us think that, yeah, my work is good, but your customers will come back because of the full experience of dealing with you. So customers will not just remember what you delivered, but they'll remember how you delivered. So ensure that your customer experience is good. Look at your process, do an evaluation. Is there friction that you can remove? Are there things that you've done for so long that you don't even notice that they can be improved? That's why customer feedback is important, because customers will let you know. And sometimes as entrepreneurs, we don't like feedback. We don't like critical feedback because it kind of feels like, they're telling me that I'm doing something wrong. But rest assured, that's how you grow. So sharpen your experience. Check, how is your experience? And in the chat, I'd love to interact. Please let me know what you have done and what you have focused on in terms of your customer experience. And then second point is trust. Do your customers trust you? Can they trust you? Have you fulfilled the promise that you made? We always laugh sometimes on the internet. I think I'll make an example with Airbnb, right? So we've seen those horror stories where somebody booked, thought they were getting this type of accommodation. When they got there, it's like not 5-star, it's 3-star hotel booking. I know my my aunt tells the story that they booked a hotel in Mauritius via the hotel's site, and when they got there, they found out that the images were from 5 years ago. So now that they arrive, it's the whole family. She's booked this thing, and they get there, hotel's not up to standard. And what's missing there? That's a misalignment of promise. So the hotel promised them one thing with the images, but when they got there to experience it, it was different. So now the question becomes to you as the business owner: can customers trust you? Are you fulfilling your promises? Because customers will come back when they feel like the promise was met. So this is what you do when you are marketing. You're making a promise. When you're quoting, you're making a promise. When you're chatting around delivery and how you're going to deliver, you're making a promise. So are you fulfilling your promises? And sometimes there are things that can get in the way of fulfilling the promise. There are challenges. And that's when it becomes important for you as a business owner to walk the journey with the client. A lot of one thing I am pedantic about in my events business is time management, and time management is quite a key thing. It's quite a big thing. As events people, we sell time. Events has a certain day. It has a certain timeline for setup. It has a certain timeline for the actual event. So we need to keep time. And a lot of us suppliers in the service industry for events have a bad reputation of not keeping time. So a supplier will say, hey, I'm coming at 4 and then 5, 6, 7. Then the setup is running late. And what happens is if the setup is running late, now the whole agenda is running late. So hence you find that customers will tell service providers, yeah, no, come at 8 when they know that they're only going to arrive at 10 just to have that buffer of time. So this is just an example I'm making in terms of promise. I'm pedantic with my team to say, if apologies about that, fam, break in transmission. So back to the example to say the promise. So in the event industry, so I'm pedantic with my team around time and how they must keep time. If there's any issues, any unforeseen circumstances, call the client. Hey, client, we said we'd arrive at 4, but looking at traffic or looking at the hiccup that we're experiencing at this venue, we will now be arriving at 30 minutes late. So that's the whole thing around the promise. And when the promise evolves or when things arise, chat to your customer. There's nothing worse than finding out as a customer, finding out later that there was a problem or being lied to by your supplier. So customers will come back if they can trust you and if you fulfill your promise. And with that, you need to be you need to be trustworthy, reliable. Whatever you promise on your quote, deliver it. Don't promise one thing and then deliver a different thing. And another thing is, if you promised a premium product, don't cut corners. If you promise to be fast, explain delays in communication. If you promise convenience, don't make the promise don't make the process difficult for your customer. So highlight is build trust with your customer. When you're just honest, when customers feel relaxed with you, they will spend more money just because they trust you. And something that I've learned over the years, the deeper the trust, the deeper the money. When customers trust you and you've built trust, whenever they think of leaving you, they think it's now I need to start a new person from scratch. I don't know what this person will bring. And there's the saying that like the old broom sweeps better. It already knows the corners. Now I need to start somebody from scratch. That's the power of retention for trust. So the more your customers trust you, the higher the lifetime value and the more you can get returns for that. And then thirdly, we'll talk around consistency. This is the biggest thing that makes customers feel safe with you or not. Think about your favorite food shop or your favorite drinks place where you buy your food or drinks, takeaway, or if you're a coffee person, you know that you like your what do I like? I'm not a real coffee person, but I know when I'm craving coffee, McDonald's hazelnut coffee, and I know that they've got a standard way of doing it. They are consistent. It's the consistent product, consistent pricing. I know the experience that I'm expecting from that for my coffee, and that's the same for you as well as a business owner. Is the experience with you consistent? Are you happy one time? Are you sad the next time? Are you moody? And then the customer is thinking, okay, I've got this deal with my stakeholder. This is a very important stakeholder. Wow, manje uThembi ngizomthola ejabulile or ngizomthola ekwatile. Will I find Thembi at her peak ultimate in terms of delivery, or ish, babab, she may cause me issues? And it's important for us to remain consistent in our quality, remain consistent in our timelines, our communication, our pricing as well. If you want to take prices up and down, it's a matter of communication. But your service can't be 10 rand today, 1,000 rand tomorrow. When I come back again, it's 50 rand, and then I'm just like, how? But where are we? But if you're changing your prices, communicate. Be like, hey, customer, I've changed my price to X because of this, and you move on. But what I'm saying is consistency in the way you deliver, consistency in your attitude. Your customer wants to experience you the same way. They're coming back because they love the experience. They saw something in your experience. So consistency is a big one. And it matters a lot for small businesses. And I'm a small business myself, and I feel it. Sometimes small businesses, we suffer with consistency. We suffer with consistency, especially when we are stretched capacity-wise. And when customers don't feel our consistency, they will move on. And sadly, they'll move on to the bigger guys, because what can the bigger guys offer? They can offer capacity. They can offer consistency. So can your customer predict what quality they'll get from you? So fam, looking forward to the conversation on the chat in terms of the 3 points. How do you build trust with your customers? How do you ensure a great experience? And then how do you build consistency in your business? Looking forward to the conversation. And then fourthly, I want to bring the point of post-sale follow-through really matters. It's tough. I get it. We're doing a lot of things. We are getting customers. We are delivering. We are marketing. We are financing. And this one generally falls through the crack where we don't follow up after the sale to be like, hey, how did I do? How was the service? Or just to check in. What do you need something else from us? What's the feedback? What are the next steps? Do you have another event coming? Do you have another need for our service? Customers will come back to you if you are top of mind. And it took me some time to understand it. And I'll use Sound Select. It's a good sound shop that I bought my first lights at. And I remember when I bought the lights, I put in my email, and every week or two they would send a marketing emailer. Hey, this is what's up. You stock, and I would see them. And I think it took a period of months before I needed to buy something else. And guess who I thought of when I wanted to buy new equipment? Sound Select. Why? Because they were in my face, sending their newsletters. They were top of mind. So even with you as a business owner, build a relationship with your customer. I love saying that business is relationship. When you have a relationship with your customer, your customer feels heard and feels understood, they will keep coming back. So practical ways of building follow through is to simply say thank you. Thank you for the sale. Thank you for the opportunity to serve you. How did you find it? How can we serve you better next time? Ask if they're happy. Ask for feedback. Is there anything that we can do better in our next engagement? And offer relevant next steps, and remind them to rebook, reorder. And another thing we do is we also just look at our calendar to say, hey, because we're in events. Customer normally has their year-end function, and then 3-4 months before we start saying, hey, throughout the year we are contacting the customer. But that time, hey, we know that last year you hosted your awards evening. Do you need any assistance in preparation? That's just a constant follow-up. And I also receive these messages from suppliers, different suppliers myself. So like, hey, Tembi, we're still here. Do you still need us? And the answer is no. But then whenever something comes up, guess who is top of mind? It's the guys who are constantly saying, hi, how can we serve you? So, ladies and gentlemen, as a business owner, do not neglect following up with your customers. Keep it, but following up as well does not mean spamming people. It just means touch base here and there. Hey, how's everything going? Can we help you? But also do not spam the guys. So if the relationship with your customer ends when money stops coming in, then it means repeat business will be harder, because people do business with people. Even if you're doing business with organizations, there are still people in those organizations. So keep it in mind when it comes to following up that people do business with people. Your customer is a person and you are a person. Then the next point is, after the following up, is we need to make it easy for customers to come back. How easy is it for you to buy from your customers to buy from you? How easy is it for your customers to buy from you again? Have you felt that irritation where you've bought, you've done this again, and now you're trying to buy again, and people are like, hi, who are you? Like, how can I help you? And it seems like they have absolutely no recollection, none whatsoever, of what you did before. And we can take lessons from online retailers, because they do this quite well, where as a customer, you've got a profile, and in that profile, they can tell what you ordered before. There's an option to reorder, but there's some sort of history around you as a customer. What history do you have of your customers? When customers are interacting with you, does it feel like they're learning from me from scratch? And a lot of customers I've seen over the years, they enjoy it when I call them by name, to be like, hey, Sandra, how are you doing? What are you doing this time? I remember that last time, this is what we did for you. How would you like to make it different this time? How do we take it to the next level? The fact that I've got a recollection of what happened previously, and I've got stuff to tap into, it makes the customer feel seen, feel heard, and then they know what they're building towards. And sometimes I've also experienced it when I'm dealing with a customer that I didn't deal with before, and it was a different team member who dealt with them. Now, when I'm speaking to the customer, they're like, I want the same thing as before. I'm like, what's the same thing as before? What was the quote number? They can't remember the quote number. Now we're starting the conversation from scratch, and you can feel the irritation from the customer to be like, I feel like you guys should know this. So what am I highlighting? Highlighting the fact that make it easy for customers to rebook, reorder. Do customers know who to contact? Like, do they ask for you by name, or do they ask for different people? So do your customers also know what else you offer? And I find it interesting at times to say, sometimes customers will contact us for one service, and then they'll Google again, and then they'll contact us for a different service, and then it'll be like, when interacting, be like, "How guys, I didn't know that you guys did touch screens as well. I thought you guys only did TV hire." And I'm like, wow, that is highlighting a gap for me and my team that we need to work on, to say, how easy are we making it? How well are we showing our customers everything else in our band of services? So this point is just say, make it easy for your for your customer to reorder. When your customer comes back, have memory, have recollection. And guys, I'm a fan of the cloud, whatever cloud service you want to use, whether it's iCloud, Apple, Google, Microsoft, there are many more. But store your customer information, store your stuff on the cloud, so that you're not constantly losing your customer information. So when customers come back, you've got something to come back to. So retention is operational. Ensure that you're doing your retention for your customer. And then I'm seeing a comment here from Skylar Suru saying, I tend to have a strict personality. How do I use that as a strength to build trust with customers without coming across as cold, pushing people away? That's quite an interesting one. And your customers will get to know you over time. So it's a good thing that you already have self-awareness, that you're coming across as strict. But with that self-awareness, then focus on your language, train yourself in your language. I know with my team and I, we've got feedbacks. We'd be listening to each other's calls, where I'll tell my team member to be like, hey, you came across as aggressive. You came across as nonchalant. You, like, if I was the customer on the other end, I wouldn't feel respected. And my team gives me that same type of feedback as well, to be like, hey, how you said that, you could have framed it better for your customer. So with that, first thing, self-awareness is key. So it's great that you've got self-awareness, but then also for yourself, reflect to be like, how did I come across? And if that's not within your band, a lot of companies also do call recording. You can record your calls or your interactions, and then run them through an AI service to be like, hey, evaluate how I came across in this communication. So it is a work in progress, and you need to just keep working at it. But self-awareness is key. So Skylar, thank you for that question. And then coming back to customer lifetime, I think if there's one thing that we can go away with from this live session is, let's focus on customer lifetime value. And yes, once off customers bring income, and we appreciate all sales. I am a fan of sales, but repeat customers bring stability. So we want our loyal customers bringing us referrals. We want them bringing us higher trust customers, because if a good customer of yours is referring a customer, guess what? They will refer people like them, most likely. Sometimes it's a miss, but you know it's an easier customer to deal with. So let's focus on customers coming back, customers spending more over time with us, and them referring people they know, and then staying longer with us. And as I'm reflecting on it, this is a lesson that took me some time to learn. And not all customers need to come back. We don't want all customers coming back. And I remember when my MBA professor was sharing that, I was just like, what's this man saying? Where does he come from? We want all money. We need money. How will I say no to money? But as you do this thing, you realize that you don't want every customer coming back. So you need to grow yourself, and sometimes you'll grow to be selective of the customers you take, because some customers, it may be great, it's a promise, but they don't pay on time. Some customers, they drain your team. Some customers, they disrespect the process. And some customers, they'll negotiate everything down. And just because you are hungry for the sale, you take the job. And once you have the job, you realize, this job is not worth it anymore, but you've locked yourself in to deliver. So what am I trying to say is sometimes the customers who brought you to this level may not be the customers that will take you to the next level. So evaluate critically and say not all customers are worth keeping. I'm not saying fire customers here, but you know the ones. You know the ones that you're just like, servicing this was one customer. I could have spent that time, energy on another customer. So the goal is not to keep every customer, but it's to keep the right customer. And yeah, that was it for me today. And just running through the points that we spoke about. Firstly, we said that customers don't only return because the product was not good. Experience plays a huge part of it. What customer experience are you creating for your customers? Secondly, trust is built when you fulfill your promise. The deeper the trust, the deeper the value of the deal, the more your customer is willing to spend with you. So, how do you build and maintain trust? Then, thirdly, we spoke around consistency. Consistency makes your customer feel safe. They know what they will get and they get the same thing over and over and over again. And that's why they come back. And if they get something different, they're getting something better. So, how are you maintaining your consistency as a business owner? Then, the fourth thing we spoke about is post sales follow up. Keep in touch with your customer. Let them keep knowing that you still exist as a business. How are you following up with your customers and staying top of mind with your customers? Then the next thing we said was make it easy to come back as a business. Don't have amnesia. It must be easy for customers to reorder, rebook, have memory. There's so many tools, but the best thing is save the information, save your invoices, have some sort of memory of your clients and the previous services that you have rendered for your clients available at your fingertips. And then lastly, customer value changes how your business grows. It is cheaper to retain a customer than to keep getting customers from scratch. When you retain your customers, you've got a stable base, and then your new sales are building off your stable base. Because if you're only surviving with new customers, it's a rat race. And when there's an issue and your sales engine goes down, your profits go down as well. So we want to keep existing customers whilst we're building our sales engine and our sales pipeline. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, that's all I prepared for tonight. Thank you, Skylar, for engaging on the chat. If there's anything else, I'll just give it a minute whilst I check TikTok as well to see if there are any questions or comments over there. If you like this content, if this content is making a difference, please follow me on all my social channels, YouTube, Facebook, LinkedIn, TikTok. Please also subscribe to my YouTube channel and share the content with business owners who you feel would benefit from these conversations. So, Lloyd, thank you for saying hi on TikTok over there. And everybody, thank you very much. And we will see each other next week on The Long Game. If there's anything you'd like me to cover, please DM me, please put it on the chat. And it's always a pleasure chatting to business owners, entrepreneurs, leaders, as we discuss how we will build our businesses to outlast us, building for legacy and doing this for the